Hello! Today we'll be looking at what's in this box from ISDT, but just before we get into that, a quick reminder to please like or dislike this video if you didn't like it, comment down below, don't forget to subscribe, and if you can find that little bell icon, click on it, and depending on YouTube's mood, it may tell you when I'm uploading videos or not. It's from ISDT, so shock horror, it's a charger. This is the P10, it's a fairly low-cost duo charger. Let's get out of the box to start with, because essentially we need to see what's in here. So in the box, there are some instructions, there are some stickers. There is this little, like on a, you'd stick on your phone, a protective thingy you'd stick over the top, which I thought initially, why would I need that? Why would this be getting crushed and stuff? But of course, if you're out in the field charging or at race meets, this might get a bit more potential for getting bashed or scratched than if you were just at home where you'd have it on the side. So here's the little charger itself. Output ports here and here. You've got input here. This is a XT60 input. So it will need a power supply of some sort or a large XT60 based battery. Most people use one of the huge like 6S ones. You've got a USB-C here for upgrading firmware only. And then you've got balance ports up to 6S there. You've got the channel buttons there, and you've got this kind of multi up and down and thingy rocker switch. I had a problem with one of these on the last one. It was very hard to definitely get the press down instead of going up and down, so hopefully that's going to feel a bit better. But we really can't see anything that's going on here. Let's get down into close-up and test it out, and I can give you some more details about what it will do. Okay, here it is a bit close-up, so let's get rid of this. I'm not going to put the cover on because I'm just sort of in the house at home. It's very dark, very hard to pick up there on the camera, but slight close-up there. Each of the power outputs have got an XT60 and up to 6S. And as mentioned, there's your input, XT60, and for firmware upgrades only, a little USB-C. I'm going to use my big ugly power supply and plug that in using an XT60. Not the perfect power supply, this one, because it's like 13 volts. Other people may use something like 24 volts, something higher, a bit like a 6S or something. So let's just turn this on. That's a pretty nice bright screen because I've got two lights shining down on here as well as a new overhead bulb, which is very bright as well. And we can see straight away that we're onto a sort of split screen, which I much prefer to the normal. And I think they've done a couple of things differently. I've looked at the ISDT Q6 Nano before, and one of the problems I really had was with this rocker switch. I noticed some of the functions are done, for example, if I hold down the two buttons there, it sort of, instead of having to press the middle one, you do other things like system settings. I would press right to go down. And while we're here, we'll look at it. So lowest input voltage, obviously if you were using a battery input there, then and it was 4S, for example, you might say my lowest input voltage is 14 volts. So if it sucked too much power down, it would take it off you. A lot of normal stuff. Max input power, backlight is high, volume is high, completion tone, I don't know what that is, the back go stuff, language, theme, there is a dark theme like that if you prefer that. I'm going to go with the bright for now. Keep trickle on, self-test, and then the calibration stuff. System info, we are on BL. I'm trying to figure out what that is. That's obviously hardware revision. BL, don't know. OS, which I guess is a firmware 1007. I guess that's it anyway. So go back, and we can press channel 1, get more of a bit, and go to channel 2, and same thing. And at the moment, all we've got is our input voltage and number of watts, our output voltage, our temperature, and number of charges. If we press that again, we just go back to the split screen, or to the individual bits. So let's plug a battery in, shall we, to start with. So I've got this 1554. It's got a very short balance lead. I'm very glad to have these extensions, although I think the extensions came from an ISDT battery. They sort of give things away. This is orientated so ground is over there, and then we've got XT60 goes in there, and we've got a range of cells. 3.76, slightly down on what it should be actually. It should be much closer to 3.8 as these were supposed to be in storage. and I can't see anything because I'm not charging it right now. So let's see what happens if we go into a charge. I'm guessing this is where we do the middle thing. Ah, this is very interesting. All the time I was thinking, oh, I'm going to have to press this middle button. It's like they've got rid of it entirely. So if I now long press channel 1, it goes in and decides what we want to do. Is this going to be... yeah. So channel 1 is now our select button, and this is just an up and down. This is a vast improvement on the last thing. So we have all the different types of batteries, all the norm, high voltage, LiPo, Li-on, Life, PB and NIMH. Condition, yeah, we can change that. Number of cells, it's auto detected. It's on 4S, and our current, so we're going to... oh, it's got some common ones, and then it's got sort of what I actually want, which is 1.3, and then it's got, oh, that's start. So yeah, I suppose we'll start charging. Now the reason I put this on charge is, apart from the fact it's slightly below, I'm guessing, and I haven't looked at the instructions in any great detail apart from to learn about how to get in the system setting, that as time goes on, yeah, it's going to give us the internal resistance here. Not too bad. Cell number 3 is a bit dodgy looking. Keep them under 10 is the best thing, but I always look at internal resistance as a slight pinch of salt, because I don't believe any of these chargers are super accurate, but I find it really useful to use as a comparison. So if you've got a battery you know is good, then you can get an idea of what good is in terms of internal resistance, and if you've got one that's bad and internal resistance is going over that, then you can look at that as well. There is this auto switch, as we've just found, about it switching from single battery view into the split, which I think you can change. But let's just have a quick look at what else this is telling us. Now we've got our charge amount, 20 watts in, up to 15.2 volts, temperature there. I haven't heard the fan come on yet, I don't know how loud that is, and 34% I think is, I'm guessing is how full the battery is. Well, there should be more around 50. And obviously how many milliamp hours you've put in, the current charge that's going at the moment, so that's good. So let's, while we're here, let's go over to channel 2. So here is a 1056SR line. Now I haven't got any extensions for this, so let's see how it does, because it's a bit of a tricky fit, these ones. And on this we're going in this way. Fortunately, there's you can manipulate the batteries around a bit. Oh, look at that, perfectly balanced almost, apart from cell number 6. And while I've got that 1550 charging now at 1.5, if I go to channel 2, I've connected up this 6S 1050 battery. We can go into that and we'll say we want a charge of 1 amp and start that out, and that starts going, and we can split the screen. All good and very nice. However, as I found out, much to my horror and amazement, the only function in the P10 is charge. Now, when I looked at the specs of this, I didn't think anything of it. It told me the charge current, which is like 10 amps per channel, and it didn't have anything about the discharge capability, and I didn't think, oh, it's unable to discharge. I just thought they hadn't written it down. But this is the problem. If I now stop this, and I've got a battery here that's like, oh, it's slightly over, I'd like to put that back to storage charge, please. You can't. That's it. You've got charge. And I thought, oh, maybe I can go and change it. So each cell is at 3.2, but no, you can go between 4.15 and 4.2. So that's not going to work. So if you get this charger, yeah, you can charge, but that's all you can do. In order to do other things like discharge, you need the P30, which does a few other things as well. So that, let's go back, is, I would say, a massive oversight. I can't believe you can have a smart charger that only does charge in these days. I mean, what's the point of that? I mean, the thing is as well, this does other things. So if we take this out, we go into the settings, and I could go down to DC channel, and if I plug this in, this is basically a little XT60 adapter for this soldering iron. And so if I went into that and said I would like 24 volts at 5 amps, yes please, turn the output on, this comes on, it's all happy, turn it off again, that goes off. So it's got the functions to do what you might call advanced stuff, like use this as a desktop power supply. But turn it off, go back. But the fact you can't discharge is bizarre. I mean, it's one of the most important things about keeping your batteries going well is the fact you put them in storage charge afterwards. You put the cells at their best possible place they can be, and I can't believe this charger doesn't do it, and you need to pay extra for the P30. So I'm a bit lost really. Honestly, I don't think there's any point in carrying on. Yes, you can charge up batteries. If you want to charge something with an XT30 connector, obviously that's not going to plug in, so you'd need to get yourself some adapter like this XT30 to XT60, not included. Really should be, shouldn't it? As mentioned, these can do 10 amps per channel, but I don't know 10 amps on what voltage. Last time something told me it did 2 amps. It was only able to do 0.6 on 4S, so you probably can't do 10 amps on 6S. You can do 10 amps on 2S presumably, and slightly less as you go up. If you really want to, you can hook up both outputs to do a single 20 amp charge on another battery. Then again, if you have batteries that need that much power, I wouldn't recommend this. In fact, I wouldn't recommend this anyway because it can't discharge, put into storage charge. It's just a little brick that can charge batteries. Sorry, I don't like it. That was disappointing. This is like chocolate teapot land. This is about how useful this is. I can't understand why a company with as much good product and will out there as ISDT are bringing out a charger which doesn't have all the functions of other chargers. Like the fact that you can't put your batteries into storage or discharge at all in any way, it just boggles the mind. I don't understand it. I hate it. Don't buy it. It is my advice. Sorry, that's it. If you can tell me what is the function of something that just charges. I mean, yeah, I've covered cheap and cheerful little chargers before that literally just do charge, but they were little and very cheap and just had one small function, perhaps charge on the go. This is more of like a dual, like put it in your place and charge stuff up. The fact you can't put things back to storage charge, I don't understand. I mean, they fixed the problem of pressing this in from the little Q6 Nano by using these things. That's good, but even the Q6 Nano could do storage charge and discharge. You could even do like destroy batteries and things like that, and it was much cheaper. I mean, yeah, it's got 2 outputs, but so has the Toolkit RC M6D, and it's got a nice little rotary thing to boot. I mean, this isn't as well regarded as the ISDT stuff, but you know, at least it had other modes. Yeah, if I'd have known it didn't have any discharge ability from the start, I would have said, don't send me this, I don't want to review it. Send me the P20 if you must, because at least that's got the other bits there. Sorry if I said P30 earlier on. It's P20, I double checked it. I don't understand why they'd have something with a discharge feature and then say, hey, let's strip those out and make it for cheaper when it's such an important feature. I don't understand this, but it's here available and you could buy it if you want to, and there's links down below. Yeah, so thanks Banggood for sending me this. Next time I will check the small print closer. But yeah, don't buy this one because it's rubbish as a battery charger. I mean, it's probably fine as a battery charger, but as an all-round charger that you need to discharge and stuff, that doesn't happen. Buy something like this, buy a different ISDT one, buy anything else but this. The end. Hope that was helpful. I'll catch you next one. Bye for now.
Well, you've made it to the end of the video, so thanks once again for watching. If you like what you saw, then please consider subscribing, and if you really like what you saw, then be sure to check out the link to my blog for a variety of ways in which you can help support this channel.